The atmosphere around the Chicago Bears seems to be spiraling into uncharted chaos as whispers of internal conflicts have started to surface. Rome ODUNZE, the promising wide receiver who made waves in college football with the Washington Huskies, has suddenly become the center of an unexpected storm. Reports emerging from inside the locker room suggest that tensions are reaching unprecedented levels, fueled by disagreements over team strategies, play calling, and perhaps even personality clashes that have never been publicly visible. Observers and insiders claim that ODUNZE's arrival this season has been marked not only by his athletic prowess, but also by a series of heated exchanges, leaving teammates and staff concerned about the potential fallout. It is said that what was once a promising rookie integration into the team is now being overshadowed by a combination of frustration and simmering resentment, with rumors indicating that the young star is not shying away from openly expressing his displeasure. This development could have serious implications for team chemistry, as leadership figures reportedly struggle to manage both on-field performance and off-field emotions, creating an environment where speculation runs rampant and narratives of conflict spread faster than official statements can contain. Adding fuel to this developing story, eyewitnesses claim that ODUNZE recently appeared in public with visible bruising and a hematoma on his face, a detail that has set the rumor mill ablaze. While the origins of the injury remain unconfirmed, speculation is pointing in multiple directions, ranging from intense practice sessions to potential altercations within team interactions. The image of a professional athlete showing physical signs of conflict has inevitably sparked debate among fans, analysts, and sports commentators, with theories varying from a symbolic display of resilience to a more alarming suggestion of internal discord. The media, always hungry for a sensational storyline, has latched onto every snippet, dissecting every angle of ODUNZE's demeanor, expressions, and interviews, framing him as both a victim of circumstance and a volatile figure unwilling to conform. This combination of physical evidence and heated commentary has amplified the sense of urgency in understanding the Bears' internal dynamics, painting a picture of a franchise potentially on the brink of a cultural crisis that could affect both morale and performance. Meanwhile, social media platforms have erupted with speculations, memes, and analytical threads that mix fact, rumor, and outright conjecture, creating a complex narrative that seems impossible to untangle with clarity. What makes the situation particularly intriguing is Rome ODUNZE's background as a highly decorated college player. Having earned consensus All-American honors and nearly leading the Washington Huskies to a national championship, he arrived in the NFL with enormous expectations and fanfare. Yet it is precisely this pedigree that seems to clash with the existing culture of the Bears, where hierarchy, veteran presence, and unwritten codes may not always align with a young athlete accustomed to leading and receiving significant attention. Sources claim that this tension is visible in practice sessions, where ODUNZE reportedly challenges not only defenders, but also coaching directives, pushing boundaries in ways that some insiders interpret as defiance rather than competitive spirit. If these reports hold true, the Bears are facing a delicate balancing act, nurturing the talent of a promising player while managing interpersonal friction that could have long-term consequences. Rumors suggest that conversations between the coaching staff and ODUNZE have been tense, with little indication of resolution, leaving fans to speculate whether this young receiver will adapt to the professional environment or continue to be a lightning rod for controversy and heated debate. Further speculation indicates that the stress within the team could extend beyond the field. Insiders hint at late-night meetings, strategic disagreements, and subtle clashes in leadership styles as contributing factors to the growing tension. ODUNZE, described as fiercely competitive and unwilling to accept mediocrity, reportedly finds himself at odds with the team's approach to both training and execution. The combination of his personality, past achievements, and visible signs of physical conflict has created a narrative of defiance and confrontation, compelling commentators to frame him as both a prodigy and a disruptor. This duality has created a perfect storm in which every action, every statement, and every social media post is dissected for hidden meaning, feeding a cycle of speculation that seems to gain momentum with each passing day. Observers note that such a volatile mix could have consequences on team cohesion, especially if veteran players perceive a lack of respect or alignment with the organizational culture. In essence, what started as a simple rookie integration has evolved into a high-stakes drama, highlighting the challenges of managing talent, ego, and expectations within the pressure cooker environment of professional sports. Rumors also suggest that ODUNZE's reactions are not only emotional but calculated, as if sending a message to both the organization and the public. Analysts argue that the visibility of the hematoma may not just be an accident, but a deliberate signal of frustration and unresolved conflict. In this context, every interview, every sideline gesture, and every public appearance becomes a piece of a complex puzzle that fans and media alike are attempting to decode. Social media reactions, often mixing empathy with criticism, have amplified the narrative, turning what could have been a private challenge into a public spectacle. Some insiders speculate that this visibility serves multiple purposes, asserting individuality, challenging authority, and perhaps even testing the patience of those managing the team's dynamics. As a result, the story surrounding ODUNZE is no longer merely about athletic performance, but about leadership, communication, and the capacity of an organization to integrate high-profile talent while maintaining stability. Rumors about potential transfers, internal discipline, or even public confrontations have begun to circulate, further fueling the perception that the Bears are facing an unprecedented cultural crossroads, and ODUNZE stands at the center of it all. The broader implications of this evolving saga are substantial. Sports commentators suggest that if the internal conflicts persist, the Bears could find themselves navigating a season fraught with distraction, tension, and potentially fractured relationships. ODUNZE's story, meanwhile, becomes emblematic of the challenges facing modern professional athletes. High expectations, intense scrutiny, and the constant pressure to perform while managing personal expression. The speculation surrounding his bruised appearance, his emotional outbursts, and his reported confrontations underscores a narrative where talent alone may not guarantee harmony or success. Every practice session, every media interaction, and every strategic decision is now seen through the lens of this ongoing saga, amplifying both anticipation and anxiety among the fan base. Whether this is a temporary storm that will settle once integration improves, or the beginning of a more profound upheaval, remains uncertain. Yet, the conversation is unavoidable, the rumors are persistent, and the spectacle has already captured the attention of the sports world, transforming what might have been routine team news into a dramatic story that blurs the line between rumor and reality. As the story around Rome ODUNZE continues to unfold, insiders suggest that the impact of his presence and the visible tension may reach far beyond the locker room. Analysts speculate that the young receiver's frustration could be influencing not only the morale of his teammates, but also the overall approach to offensive strategy. Observers argue that when a highly talented player appears unwilling to conform fully to established routines, it creates subtle ripples throughout the team's preparations, affecting decision-making, communication, and trust. Rumors indicate that during practice sessions, heated discussions have occasionally erupted over route running, timing with quarterbacks, and the interpretation of playbooks. Such incidents, whether isolated or frequent, can generate uncertainty and raise questions about leadership within the organization. Furthermore, speculation abounds that veteran players may be quietly divided, some empathizing with ODUNZE's drive and intensity, while others view his approach as disruptive, creating a hidden tension that feeds ongoing debates. The narrative emerging from these reports paints a picture of a franchise caught between fostering raw talent and preserving an established culture, with every interaction scrutinized for signs of cooperation, defiance, or underlying conflict, turning routine preparations into a stage for speculation and rumor-fueled analysis. Adding to the intrigue, social media has become a battleground where every detail of ODUNZE's actions is amplified and dissected. Fans, commentators, and insiders are poring over images of his hematoma, dissecting interviews, and theorizing about potential confrontations with teammates or staff. The rumor mill has been particularly active, with speculation suggesting that ODUNZE's visible bruising may symbolize more than a simple accident. It could represent frustration with management, disagreements with coaching decisions, or even an unspoken message aimed at rallying support from the public. Some sources hint at whispers of behind-the-scenes negotiations, perhaps attempts by the organization to reconcile the apparent conflict, while others suggest that these rumors are part of a carefully constructed narrative by ODUNZE or his representatives to signal dissatisfaction. The convergence of physical evidence, internal reports, and public speculation has created an environment in which the line between fact and rumor is blurred. Every public appearance, every sideline gesture, and every comment becomes material for endless analysis, feeding a sense of uncertainty that adds layers to the unfolding drama, turning what should be a standard season into a saga fraught with tension and intrigue. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers surrounding potential disciplinary measures or internal mediation add further complexity to the narrative. Sources claim that team leadership may be exploring options to address the reported conflicts, ranging from private discussions and counseling sessions to adjustments in playtime or positional responsibilities. Speculation suggests that these measures, if implemented, could either stabilize the environment or exacerbate tensions, depending on how they are received by ODUNZE and his teammates. Observers note that the stakes are particularly high, as mishandling a player of his caliber could have ripple effects on performance, morale, and public perception. Meanwhile, analysts argue that the visibility of ODUNZE's frustration, symbolized by his bruised appearance and outspoken demeanor, may serve as both a challenge and a signal to the organization that his integration is far from seamless. Social media, once again, magnifies every development, turning private matters into public discourse, fueling theories about rebellion, dissatisfaction, or hidden agendas. The combination of internal speculation, visible conflict, and public scrutiny creates a layered narrative in which every rumor, whether grounded or speculative, gains traction, leaving fans and commentators to piece together a story that seems to evolve with each passing day. Some insiders even suggest that ODUNZE's situation may be influencing broader dynamics within the team, with subtle shifts in relationships, trust, and communication patterns reported among players. Rumors indicate that these effects are not always visible to outsiders, but have tangible consequences during practice sessions, meetings, and even game preparations. Analysts speculate that the young receiver's intensity and visible frustration might inadvertently polarize the locker room, prompting some teammates to rally around him while others distance themselves. This polarization, whether temporary or enduring, can introduce unpredictability into on-field performance, affecting coordination, timing, and overall strategic execution. While some commentators emphasize the resilience and professionalism of the team as mitigating factors, others suggest that ongoing internal friction could evolve into a more significant narrative, potentially overshadowing the talent and promise that ODUNZE brings to the franchise. In this context, the speculation surrounding his bruises and public statements becomes emblematic of broader challenges, serving as a proxy for unspoken conflicts and a lens through which observers interpret the health of the team's culture, leadership, and capacity to integrate emerging stars. Ultimately, the saga of Rome ODUNZE and the Chicago Bears has become more than a story about athletic performance. It is a narrative steeped in speculation, tension, and high stakes. Rumors continue to swirl regarding potential confrontations, behind-the-scenes negotiations, and a delicate balancing act between managing talent and maintaining organizational culture. Fans, commentators, and insiders remain captivated, dissecting every detail, theorizing about motivations, and projecting possible outcomes. The bruises on ODUNZE's face, combined with reports of internal friction, had transformed a promising young receiver's professional journey into a storyline that blurs the line between fact and conjecture. Analysts suggest that the resolution of this situation will reveal much about both the player and the franchise, potentially setting the tone for future seasons. Whether this drama leads to reconciliation, escalation, or a permanent shift in the team's dynamics, one thing is clear. The narrative is far from settled. As speculation intensifies, the world watches closely, aware that the outcome may redefine the trajectory of a highly anticipated career and provide insight into the complexities of managing talent, ego, and expectations in the relentless world of professional football. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.